What's up, guys? Vince Ryder here, and yeah, welcome back. I've been kind of busy. I'm not even supposed to do a podcast. I'm supposed to go to bed for parties that I have to go tomorrow. Well, actually later, technically, as it's already an AM. But yeah, the I decided, like, you know what, a short Vince talk wouldn't hurt nobody, especially me. And man, let me tell you, I'm pretty hyped because I got, in my Amazon package, I got me a massage gun. If you don't know what that is, it's basically not a gun. It's just, shaped as a gun, but has a massager to it that massage your legs and, your chest and all of this. And it is amazing. I'm so hyped to use this so much more often, especially when during the week where I'm active because I do a lot of activities with my legs. And pretty much that's what I kind of been doing. I've been really been taking, this health thing seriously. And I guess this is the part where I announce it. Um yeah, I'm really working on losing weight. Right now, trying to actually, you know, help my endurance and also my eating habits. I'm changing my eating habits mostly by eating salads and also basically portioning, sometimes fasting, aka not eating lunch and just having dinner. But I've been taking it slow. Right now, I'm trying to really take my health seriously. So that's what I've been doing. And yeah, that's kind of like what I've been doing this past week. I mean, I had a rough week. It's not really the best week I had, especially on Discord. I don't know what is happening in Discord most of the times, but I guess I have to share it here. It's just gotten crazy. Like, there is some drama about this one girl in there, and I just don't understand teenage drama, because, well, I'm an adult and I'm too old for that. But man, everyone's just on about it in there. Pretty much the few followers I had from in Discord is basically about surrounding this drama, which is kind of pointless, to be honest. And it doesn't really deserve to be mentioned here in this channel. But yeah, that's been kind of stressful for the few days. And listen, the thing is, here's the thing. I can understand why that a lot of people that have Discord that has a good amount of following can make Discord seem very strict and very, like, moderated. Because a lot of times I never understand that. I never understand, like, having a Discord and actually being moderate to the point where you can only say only a handful of things and you have to be this certain age, when my Discord is basically free for all. You just need to be nice, and that's it. That's kind of like the number one rule, is being nice. And also, I have a list of rules that you have to follow: no hacking, no gory pictures, no sensual images, and no stuff like that. But other than that, it's pretty chill. But I guess that didn't help. But making a comment, pretty much, Discord hasn't been bad, especially that whole what moment that happened between me and this one person that came in and just starts spewing nonsense, basically pick a fight with me. I'll never forget that. It just happened out of nowhere. And this person thinking he can boss me around, and yeah, just sort of like call me all sorts of stuff. And it's just one of those moments where I'm just like, I don't understand. But I guess that's how these kids are nowadays. When they get so mad and they don't get what they want, or maybe they're just so broken, they just threw all that tantrum at me, a person that did nothing. I still will never forget that moment. It's kind of messed up. A lot of things happen in Discord. There might be chances of me updating you about it, but yeah, it's been kind of ridiculous. I honestly need more adults in Discord. Needs to, find better mods and stuff like that. However, a lot of times whenever I wake up to Discord, I just don't want to be there, but I always have this, same ongoing habit of me saying, like, oh, good morning, oh, stuff like that. And that's it. And then something random happens. Some dumb question and just stuff like that. And it's like, what are you kids doing? And these are kids. Okay, if you're below 18, you're a freaking kid. Okay, shoot, people older than me, which means, I'm 26, and people older than me would argue that people under 21 are kids. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's kind of true as well. I guess, we're all kids and we never grow up. Maybe that's the truth. But yeah, Discord's been crazy. And really doesn't help me when I'm trying to focus on losing weight here. trying to focus on my blood pressure and stuff like that. There's a lot going on in my life, especially what's going on tomorrow. Man, I don't know. I'm just not in a mood to go to parties, but there's parties I have to go to because it's for family. And I guess that's kind of like the Asian motto that I have to follow because, hey, Asian families need to be each other and for this, for whatever reason. But yeah, that's what's been going on. And yeah, also speaking of Asian, happy Asian Pacific Month. I don't know how that existed, but I guess it's a thing. Yippee yay! Listen, I'm a type of person that don't celebrate, like even like pretty much I probably celebrate more Pride Month a little bit more, even though that's in this channel Pride Month is almost every week. But with the months coming in, like Asian Pacific yada yada API or whatever it's called, whatever terms political terms you try to use here, month. I don't know what the frick that means. Okay, it's just another freaking month. Let's just move on. That's it's yeah, okay, fine, yeah. So what is that supposed to mean? I mean, every day in my neighborhood is Asian Pacific Month because there's Asians everywhere I go here because, well, hello, I live in California. Duh, duh, duh. Like, seriously, they're just freaking people minding their damn business because an Asian is just working at Arby's and I'm just getting food. What am I supposed to say? Man, we gotta stick to each other. It's Asian Pacific Month. Stick with each other, brother. Man, and I'm saying that to the Asian, like, the Asian person, like, what? I was like, we're both Asians, okay? We gotta stick together. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what people want me to say whenever. Listen, the thing is that I'm the most un-Asian person you'll ever meet. Really un-Asian. Because the fact is that I'm also like I'm half white, so that's basically I'm not even Asian enough to actually call myself. Plus, I live in America, where most of Asians that I've met are also actually just the most un-Asian people I ever meet. I met this one Asian person that has like the most southern accent. Like, how's it going, eh? How's it going? My name is Chan. How you doing? I was like, what? Oh man, doing good. Where you from? China. I'm kidding. I'm playing. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm from Tennessee. It was a cool dude that I met in college, and he was Asian. I'm like, man, and there's so many of that. There's so many people that don't really act like they're, well, act like their own race. But then again, I would argue, like, okay, what race are you supposed to act? Like a black person supposed to act like a. What is that supposed to mean? My homie Stefan, okay, my buddy, my co-host, and my producer, Bestie, is literally the most whitest person I ever heard. Okay, I'm being honest with you, and he's black. That's it. He's black, and he is. Literally, if you hear him, you wouldn't even think twice of that unless you see his face. Okay, like he talks about that a lot. So the thing is that I never understood what it comes down to. But then again, yeah, it's an empowering moment. It's the moment that created for like this and that. No, listen, I'm Asian, and also I'm not straight. I'm not celebrating like having flags of like my Asian ancestors flag and also my pride flag. You don't see that hanging around on me. I'm just wearing a hoodie and and my dunks, and I'm out. I'm out of here. Okay, I'm just out just trying to get some food. But yeah, that's just my rant for today. Hope you enjoyed that. Speaking of like nations, talking about nations and countries and stuff like that, or talking about your heritage. Yeah, UK. I mean, I guess that what is that, English? I guess that's the heritage of it. And even though UK is beyond diverse, I think that was very noted. Even though I never been there, I know for a fact that just like America, it's there's a lot of people with all sorts of colors. It's just that the difference is their accent. And listen, for me, to be honest, when it comes to a British accent, I can't even do one to save my life. Okay, with my East Coast accent, with a mixture of Italiano in it, like it's very hard for me to ever nail that like whim that when it comes to down to accent. I just can never do it. I can never do it. I don't know. It turns into Australian just out of nowhere. Okay, just turns Australian and turns Jamaican to the next because it's a hard one for me. Okay, I can never do a proper English accent because I never been to a freaking proper English. I never actually, funny thing is that I never been to Europe. I never ever been to a royal palace or yada or royal. That's why when you see me reading these reads, it's because I'm into that because I want that one day. I want to go to the Belgium, Antwerp castle or the English castle in Bethlehem or freaking not Bethlehem of the Big Ben or just like the one those those like little houses in the Netherlands and stuff like that. Europe is the dream. It's just that how am I supposed to go there? I don't have a European citizenship. I have an Asian citizenship. I could definitely go to Korea and the Philippines whenever I want, but I can't go to freaking Europe. And some people will argue, well, hey, guess what? Korea is better. Well, listen, I need to know. Let me go to Europe. How can I go there? Okay, this is a rant vid. Okay, this is not the VinzTalk. This is the rant talk. God, talking all this. But yeah, let's get into some news before I go crazy. UK coronation just happened. Something about Prince Charles. I don't know. That's what I heard. And I guess that's it for the up news. And then we're might as well get into some gaming news. This one involves the whole Finn Spencer fiasco that just happened a few days ago, which I don't understand because I'm too poor to ever get those damn games. Listen, Redfall, I heard it's bad. Okay. Tears of the Kingdom, expensive. Okay, and I have a Switch. Also, Survivor the Jedi, yeah, I heard that's bad too. You okay? Okay, you get my drift. Here's the thing. The thing about me is this is where I stand with gaming because of emulation. I really just don't care about these future games. I don't care about them at all. Okay? Because I'll just emulate them. Okay, I'll stop. But here's the thing. This whole Redfall thing, when it comes, listen, I say the same thing when it comes down to these major games with major promises, with major titles, and the big price point of $70 that they are gonna flop. You see Saints Row, you seen Jedi, you seen shoot like God, like the list goes on when it comes down to these games that are not really accessible. And it's kind of sad because these games are expensive, not really easy to reach. And they deserve it. Like, they have like, there's a hard demand of just like these games being good. Because let me tell you, if people are going to spend their money on these games, oh God, they better be good. Like you saw what happened to Saints Row. And also like, I'm kind of worried about the freaking Suicide Squad game. And that looks amazing. It's just that the online concept, and I heard about the same thing with Redfall. I can't dig with that. I just can't dig with it. It's just not, no, no. Like, the thing about these games, they need to hit in a certain way that people like. The thing about me is, I'm always a person that is always into the same IP games. That's why I always love the whole idea of playing the first, whether it's from the PS2 or PS3 days, and playing it now and see where it's at. That's why I made a series of just me playing all the Jack and Daxter games, all the Ratchet and Clank games, all the Sly Cooper games, and I just talk about them and talk where they at and where I'm at when it comes to playing these games because I truly enjoy these games. It's just that if these consoles are not delivering what the game should be, then what do you want me to say when it comes down to ever, talking about the games if I ever get one? Because I guarantee you, I'll never get Redfall. I'll never get, a new Jedi game. It's just not happening. These games that are just exclusive to their consoles is ever hard for me to reach, let alone hearing how bad they are. That's already enough for actually just not for me not playing them. And listen, I wish that I played them. How though? That's what I want to know. How am I supposed to play them if I can't? If they're too expensive. That's why emulation is such a big thing nowadays in gaming history in this modern time because we get to experience games that we can never experience because guess what? They're freaking expensive. They're hard to come by. And the thing is that there is a very deep moral philosophy when it comes to emulation or just piracy in general. The thing is that people are not rich, especially me. Inflation is really bad nowadays. Shoot, there was already news about a recession coming. You want that? No, it's not good. Okay, it's not a life that we all want. That's for sure. I saw the news behind Argentina of like what's going on with their taxes. It's really bad, and it's heartbreaking just to see these people that of a country that can't really afford that kind of stuff. Not even food because of just the inflation in there is just beginning to hit, like beginning to destroy its own country. Just eat you're literally seeing the whole entire country destroy itself because of just the price points and just how people can't afford to eat. And I'm worried about that between US, and you're starting to see something that is happening within the gaming space, that people are coming in, they want to play games, and because of the, Nintendo's dumb decision of canceling the eShop for the 3DS and Wii U, well, guess what? Guess what the people are going to resort to? They're gonna break the glass and say, and they're gonna go into emulation. It's not even called piracy anymore. It's emulation now. That's just the reality we live in. Okay, I don't understand why Nintendo's trying to back, and I get it because they're a company and they're trying to back. They're trying to actually stop the whole thing, but they're taking it the wrong way. They canceled prod keys for emulators. They gave this guy that especially the whole story about Gary Bowser, like canceling him, and also just put him in, like, finding him of, like, what is it, 1 million or something like that, as if the guy have any, like, a certain amount of millions, and it's just like ridiculous. And also, Point Crow of just like his video game claim or his claim because it got modded of different Nintendo Switch IPs, game modded and stuff like that, as if that harms Nintendo's brand or whatever. It's just that I don't understand Nintendo being one of the most easiest companies of consoles to emulate, like, is sort of like really trying to battle against people that wants to emulate their stuff. But it's just like getting worse. Like, it's getting to the point where, especially hearing the news about Nintendo shutting down an Android emulator called Skyline. That I heard about the news from Sujano, and then it's just like it seems like Nintendo has enough. And mind you, I'm kind of worried about RGT. Like, he made a video, and he's usually a Nintendo YouTuber, but he has this whole thing about his channel where he's basically telling you, like, I'm not a Nintendo YouTuber, but mostly so the opposite, because of how he's like teaching people how to emulate, the new games in this, which is kind of wrong, making a video of, I don't know, at least for me. But I understand why he made that, because Nintendo's been a huge D for the last, few months or weeks or whatever, when it comes down to people that want to emulate or just play their games or reserve them. That whole video of, like, that Gerard the Completionist made, kind of showcased that in a sense, that Nintendo was just not really having it, not having it at all. They're just making it harder and harder and choose to live in the past. It's like, what is happening? And I don't know what's up with these gaming companies at all. And I'll get back to the whole Phil Spencer thing. But what is going to happen within the few years of these games, these newer games, and also the old games sort of gain back its own wings to actually get where they at, where they want to be, because it's the people's decision at the end of the day when it comes to gaming. And if there's a way, there's a will or a way to play something, trust me, these people are gonna find that way no matter what it is. And they're gonna develop it. And they're basically on the moon of actually just developing new technology, of witnessing the past, of actually experiencing games way better than any damn console. I mean, shoot, I don't think there is going to be any more consoles at all if, emulation is beginning to be a bigger thing. And that's kind of like where it's at. Now, I don't promote piracy. I don't really promote any of this stuff, you know. Of course, there's, like, stuff that's well deserved, and I get, Nintendo's part of it and stuff like that. Here's the thing, they didn't pay me to actually say any of it. But Nintendo needs to make things easy, you know, like, at all. And it's for people that are just making games just to make them online based or whatever, because they try to prevent emulation for it. Like, that just ain't happening, because they're not gonna play your games. I don't know. I don't know where's the silver lining behind all of this in any sense, but hearing Phil just basically, like, backing down and just Like in a way, he kind of said something about giving up on the console war. Like right now, it's not Xbox versus PlayStation anymore. It's PlayStation versus Nintendo. What happened to Xbox? What happened to that fire that Phil had? And of course, I'm not one of those people that really cared about the console wars of between the green versus the blue, but it's like, man, things are changing rapidly. And you really kind of see that true effect in gaming and also in most of our medias. Things that are really changing is AI. I mean, this whole AI thing is going crazy. There's a thing called InWorld that actually activates AI within these games like Skyrim or Fallout and actually has you talk to them. It's kind of pretty cool, but I just had to put an AI conversation in there just to actually, let things stretch out a little bit. That's what I want. Now, of course, like I would stop there with all this stuff. But let's get into some different news surrounding, I guess, VTuber news itself. I heard Nanners is gone from V Shoujo. V Shoujo is just getting their like asses kicked so hard in the industry. Like so many people are leaving. Here's the thing about what I think about V Shoujo, okay? And no, pretty much I did see the video of like what is this? This guy like called the Weaves of something. And it's about freaking, that new game Honkai Star Rail, which is a good game, but it's a video surrounding that game, surrounding the waifus of surrounding that game. And before I go, I'm gonna let you know I'm probably gonna sound like this guy, okay, when I say this. Nanners, Silvervale, Vebe leaving V Shoujo, in some ways, it kind of sounds like, and here's the thing. They came from V Shoujo. V Shoujo in some ways birthed them. What sounds like to me is that it's almost like, like say you have like I don't how do I really word this? Say that you have like I almost said harem, but a family of like 10 sisters and they have to leave. That's kind of like V Shoujo in a sense. V Shoujo is basically the brother surrounded by 10 sisters. Each one is leaving because they're just growing up. That's kind of like what it is. And I don't know what I understand that V Shoujo is supportive about this. But V Shoujo is about to be alone. It's about to really destroy itself to a point where it's probably never ever gonna exist anymore. But here's the thing. When is V Shoujo getting some new people? Some new, like, why does it have to be that one person that, like has like a bunch of friends and they're just leaving? But why not make some new friends? V Shoujo, like for Christ's sake. Like, come on. Are we gonna see new people in V Shoujo? Will there be a chance of a dude like which probably won't happen, but you know, understandably, that's the V Shoujo for sure. I think there's like other stuff that is like all boys and all girls VTuber programs, which I don't freaking know. But like, is there gonna be new people within V Shoujo, which is something that I'm kind of curious to see because I mean, if you look at the app reality of these, this app that basically summons VTubers that you can create your own VTuber and live stream your VTuber. They didn't pay me to say this, but like, what if they had, find people within the reality app and actually adopt them to become, part of their agency? Like, that's something that might happen, who knows? But yeah, V Shoujo is crumbling. Next up is the Olympics. So I've been wanting to say this, and this is something that is happening that I never thought would happen, but it did. So people don't know this, but I did a whole rant about the Olympics, which is basically two kinds of rants, and both of them are basically esports in the Olympics. One was a long time ago, which was 2015, where I heard that esports was coming to the Olympics. And I basically literally was like, no, it doesn't belong in the Olympics. It doesn't. Which in some cases, I kind of agree. It's just that they paint it in a way where it's sort of. And mind you, this was a time where, there was like different sports coming to the Olympics. One of them was actually my two favorite sports, skateboarding and breakdancing. being in the Olympics, and I really advocate for these sports to be in the Olympics so hard. And then when I look at esports cutting in, it just gave me a sour taste at that moment, at that time, where I just absolutely hated esports, even though I've been following esports before that with the whole League of Legends thing. Like, it's just been something boiling me at that time. Now, pretty much they didn't accept it. Esports basically lost to be part of the Olympics in any form. And yeah, breaking in, also one of my favorite sports, won. They, especially for next year, they're good. Breaking's gonna be debuted within the Olympics. Breakdance being part of the Olympics, pretty big deal. Especially if you see my second channel, you see how much breaking really means to me. Now, fast forward to now, pretty much like fast forward to 2 months ago, as of now. Uh, Esports announced that it's going to be in the Olympics, but in a form where it's just like the most cringiest and ridiculous thing that I have ever seen in any kind of way. That esports was having these games to be debuted within, I guess, the Olympics way of esports, which is kind of debatable if it is part of the Olympics or not, even though Olympics is running in the Olympics channel. But it's these sports like freaking Tic Tac Bow, which is a mobile game that involves archery, that involves no skill. Another one that is, a freaking, what's it, a $1 game on the Switch or something. And another one that is basically a dance or revolution, isn't there, I believe? And also a game that involves like these ridiculous, like freaking games that are just obviously not esports. If it was, they would have Overwatch, Rocket League, freaking League of Legends, Valorant. Shoot, I don't even follow esports anymore. But even my, person, my sense of knowing what's a freaking good game, what's good games in freaking general, I can think of literally millions of games of for esports, that can beat these other weird mobile freaking small titles of a games in this, okay? Like, it's just ridiculous. You have a freaking mobile game that involves no skill, and they literally did a tournament, and you see half of the people that are really competing in this, and they're just like basically like nervous to the bone. You can tell that they're beyond introverted, more than me. But it's just that, like, from what I'm seeing here, this is not esports. This is what kind of person in the Olympics really put this and was like, okay, so what we're gonna do is that I found this mobile game and we're gonna put this in the Olympics, and it's gonna be the best thing. Oh my god, it's called Tic Tac Bow. It's $100 million deal. Let's do this. Like, what kind of idiot does that? You could have put any cool game, any cool mobile game. You could have put Genshin or freaking anything. It doesn't need to be freaking realistic. Who is freaking watching this, looking at Tic Tac Bow and being inspired to do archery? Absolutely no one. That is idiotic. Oh my god. Just oh my god, Olympics. Like, I don't know why they do this. Now, a real esports game has finally entered. Of course, fast forward to now, as I heard this announcement, that Fortnite, yes, you heard me. I can't believe I'm saying that word in such a long time. I haven't played Fortnite when it, like for feels like 9 years. But Fortnite is finally coming to the esports. Now, this gives me a potential that other great games are going to be in the Olympics. Not the esports Olympics, not actual Olympics, but, in the esports sense. And when I say esports in the Olympics, it doesn't mean that, you're going to see this, like, oh, the top tier Tic Tac Bow player or or a Fortnite player is going to be next to, I don't know, freaking LeBron James. No, it's not like that. Okay. That's not going to happen. It's going to be in a smaller dome of, like, that is pretty much in some ways part of the Olympics, if that makes sense. So yeah, they have a real game in the Olympics finally, right? Now, what about the other games? Okay, what about Street Fighter? What about Smash? What about, like Splatoon, or even like our League of Legends, Valorant, the whole 9 yards of just so many competitive games. What about those? That is going to be in the Olympics of esports, and pretty much I don't know. The thing is that it's kind of crazy because this is basically a cycle that I never realized would go. I first hated the idea of esports in the Olympics, but now I'm kind of like, since one of my two favorite sports are in the Olympics, I'm just looking at the esports Olympics like, man, this kind of looks whack. Can we just switch it up a little bit? So I'm hoping Rocket League, Overwatch, or just one of these games. I mean, multiverses even would be in the like Olympics, the esports Olympics, because that would be a good show, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. Even though most people don't really care and I don't care much about it, the thing is that I kind of want to see it because I'm also like, yo, this is actually would be fun. It would be amazing if they had Overwatch. For the first time ever, I would actually look forward to actually watch Overwatch esports. Who ever knew? Who would knew? But yeah, that's kind of like what's going on with that. Other than that, let's go into some other news here. I heard about the whole thing about Boogie versus Wings. That fight is gonna be crazy, especially when from what I heard, Boogie, 9.2.0, pretty much. I forgot his. I think I messed up his numbers. Numbers are numbers. I just call him Boogie. I don't really call this person. The same thing with Wings. I don't call him Wings of Redemption. I call him Wings, even though I don't watch the guy. But they're having a boxing match that is hosted by Keemstar, I believe. That guy, yeah, that Keem. Oh boy, and yeah, it kind of happened because this would have happened if, like, what is it? That guy DSP Phil didn't accept an interview, which is kind of like crazy news. And here's the thing: I'm not Review Tech USA. I don't talk about DSP Phil at all. But when I heard about the news about him dropping an interview, and this interview that he is gonna do, this interview would cost him, like, literally there's a price. Like Keemstar like says something, they're gonna he wanted to set up an interview with Wings of Redemption, Boogie, and Phil. Okay, the DSP Phil or Dark Side Phil, and the the payment to do this podcast was gonna be $50,000, and I'm just literally like, yo, that's a good amount of money just to do a podcast. And guess what? Phil didn't do it. I think it was 50,000. I'm trying to think. It's either 500 or 50,000. Okay, if it's 500,000, oh my god, I would be so mad right now, like heated to the bone. I can understand. Like, I'm probably still mad because, for 50,000 even. Can you imagine what you can do with that money? You can talking about it like he needs to pay bills and stuff like that, pay his taxes, pay his editors, and pay all the yada 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 and all this. But guess what? He didn't accept it for whatever reason because he hates King. Dude, listen. The most person I hate so much is Christian. If somebody told me, "Hey Vince, we're gonna pay you like 1 million to do an interview with Christian," and I'm just like, okay, I hate the guy, but I kind of want the money. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, why not? Let's see what happens. Let's see what he's talking about. Shoot, I mean, I guarantee you, I would definitely talk some sense to that fool. But man, I would do it. I would do it, and I hate Chris so much. My God, what he did to the LGBT plus community is just unacceptable. I'm just like, what? But yeah, man, this was just like something, because yeah, there is gonna be fight going on with Wings and Boogie. I think that's the reason why, because Darkseid Phil just black out or back out on the freaking deal of interviews that he was supposed to do with Keem, but guess what? It didn't happen. So I'm looking forward to this fight. I saw Creator Clash. I've been watching a little bit of it. I kind of been getting into it, and you know what? I kind of want to fight someone too. I'm calling you out, Sun Woo. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay? I guarantee you, if Webtoon ever did, like, oh, we're going to do a Webtoon clash, Dr. Bonehead, you're going down. I'm kidding. Okay, I'll stop. Anyways, let's Man, listen, I don't know who I would fight in the webtoon community itself, but man, that would be fun. Next up, animation news. I guess I don't know. I'm doing some big deals with webtoon. Pretty much that's what I'm gonna be thinking of doing. I heard Oda, the creator of One Piece, is gonna make is being serious with the whole like One Piece Netflix series. So I'm looking forward to that of like what he's gonna put his spin to it. I'm just waiting until it comes out. Like I'm really curious because the people casting for this One Piece show really kind of resembles the actual characters. Nami and Usopp, man, they really do look like him. I don't know about Luffy. I'm just gonna say that I don't know about Luffy, but yeah, that's kind of like what I'm, looking forward to. And also one thing. Speaking of Netflix, there's this show I've been really liking. It's called Romance Killer, and it's good. Man, it's kind of there's some tropes in it where I'm just like, hmm. And also, it might be somewhat a little bit old. I don't know if it's old at all. Okay, I don't know if it's, and I'm talking about like a year old. But yeah, Romance Killer. On Netflix. It's one of my favorites at the moment. I love it. I'm planning to do a review of it. And yeah, that's it. Speaking of reviews, hope you check out my reviews for Sly Cooper 2 and Daxter. One of those games that I've been doing right now when it comes down to the series of games, which is the next one will be Sly Cooper Tree and also Jack Tree, which I'm very excited for because I never ever touched the game before. I heard about it, but man, oh my god, I'm excited. Anyways, I'll see you when I see you. Thank you guys for watching and subscribe, like, comment, all that jazz. I'll see you when I see you. One love, peace.